Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a follow-up to my Jeffree Star vs Jackie Aina video, basically covering everything that transpired subsequent to my video going live. If you haven't seen that video, I suggest watching it prior to this one for context. I will of course leave the link to that video in the description box below as usual if you want to check it out. Okay, so after my video went live, I don't think anyone expected the shitstorm that went down on Twitter, so I've compiled all the tweets, including the ones that have since been deleted, in a timeline so we can go through it together. But before we do that, I just want to say this is a really sensitive and controversial subject, and I think we should try to be respectful of each other's opinions, even if they differ from our own. I am in no way trying to lead you in a certain direction. I am simply presenting this timeline to you along with my thoughts. So now that that is out of the way, let's get into the video. The timeline kicks off with a tweet made by Sanders Kennedy, who stated, quote, "I don't know why @Jackie Aina is making it a thing because she got blocked by @Jeffree Star when she had @Paige Christie UK's video taken down. Trying to understand," end quote. Just for some background on that situation, Petty Paige made a video about Jackie Aina talking about her affiliate links / coupon codes video. Jackie struck her video for copyright infringement and it was temporarily removed from YouTube. Petty Paige fought the strike and YouTube determined that the video did not violate its copyright infringement rules and restored the video to Petty Paige's channel. Back to the tweets. So in response to Sanders' tweet, Jeffree Star mentions me and says @here for the T2, "I blocked that irrelevant rat months ago, way before her anti-haul." Now, in my previous video, I speculated that the reason for Jeffree blocking Jackie could be due to her anti-haul video, where she respectfully addressed her decision not to support him or his brand. That was pure speculation on my behalf, and I was clear about that. Prior to compiling my previous video, I reached out to Jeffree to comment on his reason for the block, to which I did not receive a response, which is totally fine. He does not owe me a damn thing, let's be clear on that. So in fairness to Jeffree, he has now clarified he blocked Jackie months ago before her anti-haul, so the reason for the block was not in fact due to her video. Got it. We'll just put a pin in that for now. I'm gonna be totally honest here. When I received the notification of Jeffree's tweet calling Jackie an irrelevant rat, I was absolutely speechless. I actually had to sit down and think about it for a minute because I don't think interpretation of the term rat is cut and dry, especially in this situation and especially when it comes from his mouth. I feel like I've tried to be fair with Jeffree when it comes to his past because I've seen evidence of him addressing and apologizing for it, which for me personally was enough to move on. However, I realize the same may not be true for others and I respect that. I know that while I personally do not interpret the term rat to be a derogatory term, as I said earlier, it's not cut and dry and everyone will interpret it differently, but especially in his case, with his past, he should be choosing his words wisely. Now, this is not the first time Jeffree has used the word rat when referring to a woman of color. Just over a year ago, during his infamous Twitter feud with Makeup Shayla, another YouTube beauty influencer, he wrote, "Makeup Shayla, you're deceased. Go flip your hair all day long, broke fucking rat. Wait until I see this fucking rat at the next event, ... I'll go to jail for a night. Try me. All these Instagram girls are all talk. I'll actually beat you to the fucking ground and mean it." This is particularly interesting to me because one could look at these comments and group them with the comment he made about Jackie and say, well, out of all of the arguments Jeffree's had online and on Twitter with various people, to my knowledge, the only two people he's referred to as rats happen to be women of color. He didn't call Kat Von D a rat, and he didn't call Jared Blandino a rat. But on the flip side of the situation, could it be a coincidence? Yes. Also knowing that his past continues to follow him to this day, playing a significant role in how people perceive him, if he truly believed the word rat to be a derogatory term, would he openly throw it out there like that, knowing that it would only add more fuel to the fire he's tried to put out for several years now? I don't think so, but again, I can totally understand how some may not see it like that. Now, I spoke to Jeffree briefly, and he addressed the context in which he uses the word rat to be as follows. "I call anyone who is annoying a quote-unquote rat. Been saying that for years and it's not that serious. For her to try and use my past and turn it into a race thing is really gross." And honestly, I get that too. If he uses the word rat in his day-to-day life to describe someone he finds to be annoying, I get it, but I also get that just because he sees it as a very innocuous term doesn't mean that others will, and he should be sensitive to that. If there's any potential for a person of color to be offended by a word you're using, regardless of what the word means to you, don't fucking say it. There are plenty of other descriptive words to use. Choose one. As for the references to beating a woman, I obviously do not condone that behavior, whether it was said as a joke or in the heat of the moment. Those comments were made just over a year ago, so the whole "I made a mistake 10 years ago" excuse doesn't fly either. Those comments were disgusting and intolerable. Now, remember when Jeffree was ranting about Jared Blandino, the owner of Too Faced, and he tweeted out, "Funny how he deleted the hashtag 10 minutes later, ... If you have the balls to say it, keep it up and don't be scared of the backlash." Well, clearly the same rules don't apply to Jeffree, as the tweet where he called Jackie an irrelevant rat has magically disappeared into the Twitter abyss. So some would say if it truly wasn't intended to be a racial slur, as he says, why tweet and delete? To some, that would look like an admission of guilt, and some would say he could have deleted it because his intention was not to offend people. But again, depends who you ask. I'm trying to do my best to match up Jeffree's tweets with Jackie's, but keep in mind she didn't start responding until much later, so I may be jumping around a bit. But Jackie's response to Jeffree's now deleted tweet calling her an irrelevant rat was as follows: "Just admit you don't like when black women don't worship you and move on. It's much easier than inserting yourself into everyone's fake beef." Also included under the original tweet by Sanders was another response by Jeffree saying, "People use my name when their channels are stale. Worry about your career, not why someone blocked you." To which Jackie responded with, "Not the tune you were singing when you were whining to other people about why Jackie Aina does not talk to you, trying to reconcile, but okay." Jeffree tweeted several times to myself and Sanders, which I'm just gonna go through. He starts off with, "Her anti-haul is her most viewed video in 3 months. Should I send an invoice? I'm a hot topic." Next. "I feel bad for anyone who spends time caring or worrying that they got blocked by someone. Insecurities." And then in response to someone within that thread, he wrote, "Insecure people crave attention and try so hard to act like they don't. Hashtag next. Who needs to announce to their audience that they were blocked by someone? Hashtag deceased." Well, to be honest, I've done that myself, but anyway. Meanwhile, Jackie tweets out, "Never forget that at Jeffree Star will call black women rats, uneducated, and broke when they do not worship him." Here's the funny thing: when someone, presumably a fan, comments under her tweet asking for her to cite a source from which she got her information, she responds with, "Google is 100% free." To which someone else replies, "But your Twitter is 100% public and you're 100% talking to all of us." Jackie then replies with, "There's literally so much info I would be tweeting for hours. A simple Google search, if you really wanted to know, wouldn't hurt." Now, wait a second. I am 100% confused here because I don't understand why Jackie couldn't apply her own logic when questioning whether Jeffree has addressed or apologized for his past in her anti-haul video. I mean, girl, if you truly wanted the information, a simple Google search would have provided you with all the information you were looking for, just as it did for me when I was researching for my previous video, and just as you said, it was 100% free. Now, let's get back to the reason for the block in the first place. As I said in the beginning, I, among many, speculated that it was due to Jackie's anti-haul, but Jeffree cleared up the speculation in this tweet, again to myself and Sanders, saying I blocked her months ago when she tried to degrade at Paige Christie UK. Ain't that serious? LOL, hashtag fake news. Now, if you remember, I spoke about the tea between Jackie and Paige earlier in the video. Petty Paige, as she's called on YouTube, has a channel with about 18,000 subscribers and happens to be a woman of color herself. At the time Paige uploaded her video about Jackie Aina, she had about 6,000 subscribers. You are not for 1 second gonna tell me that Jeffree Star lifted one finger to physically go to Jackie's Instagram to block her because she had Paige's video taken down. You mean to tell me that not only did Jeffree Star watch Paige's video, but he also followed the drama that ensued as a result of the video takedown and then made the decision to block Jackie based on the way she treated Paige? Dude. No. Please do not insult my intelligence. Like I said, I have tried to be fair to Jeffree, and while I appreciate that this is the reason he gave for the block, do I believe it? No. I think the first time he ever heard of Paige was from Sanders' initial tweet tagging her asking why Jackie was making the block a thing when she had Paige's video taken down. I think Paige was convenient to him at the time and he used her to his advantage. Of course, I could be wrong, but I highly doubt it. Don't just take my word for it though. Since everyone loves receipts, myself included, let's speak in my language. So remember when Jeffree said he blocked Jackie months ago before her anti-haul? Well, her anti-haul was uploaded on April 28th, 2017, and less than 2 months earlier on March 2nd, 2017, Jeffree was tweeting at her, admiring her work ethic and congratulating her on a nomination. 16 days after his tweet, Paige uploaded her video about Jackie on March 18th, 2017, And on April 4th, 2017, the video was taken down and the Twitter feud began between Jackie and Paige, which, let's just say, went back and forth for a few days, bringing us to April 6th-ish. 22 days later, Jackie uploads her anti-haul, so no, there is no way that he blocked Jackie months before her anti-haul after she tried to quote-unquote degrade Paige, because it all happened around the same time, and there is a tweet from Jeffree to Jackie less than 2 months prior to Jackie's video. And he can go ahead and block me for bringing this timeline to light, but the dates do not match up and the timestamps do not lie, and that is the real tea. Moving on, someone again asked why he blocked Jackie, and he responded with, because she bullied at Paige Christie UK, get off my dick, child, which I believe, like the irrelevant rat tweet, has since been deleted. Jeffree also made sure to let me know that the title of my previous video was incorrect when I quoted his tweet giving his reason for the block, stating, sadly, your video title is incorrect. I didn't block her for a childish video. I know she needed views and used my name. Well, now that we've established a timeline which revealed that you couldn't have blocked Jackie months prior for what she did to Paige, because remember, both incidents happened around the same time, are we still sticking with the whole she used my name for views story? Just asking for a friend, of course. Jeffree also commented under my tweet saying, I have apologized for my past several times. She could have done a quick Google search, hashtag reaching, hashtag fake news, and I responded with, I see that, and included one of your apologies in my video. Then things started getting petty with Jeffree tweeting, at Jackie Ina, but you haven't paid your taxes in 3 years. Might want to do that before the December wedding, babe. God bless. And Jackie simply responded with a gif closing the door on him, but continued on tweeting, please research who you support in the beauty industry. There really is a lot of ugly you do not and probably won't see. And she followed that up with, Janice Starr just literally showed y'all who he is and people refuse to believe it. Now, I heard some people saying that referring to Jeffree as Janice Starr looked as though Jackie was mocking his gender and sexuality, which again is totally up to your own interpretation. Jackie goes on to say, I've always said my #1 issue with Jeffree Star was his views on people of color. Nothing more, nothing less. Jaden Starr's brand is not the only brand I've critiqued for those exact same reasons, so I'm not sure why he's taking it personal. And then, so go ahead and enjoy the cold fake tea he will keep spilling to deflect and take the attention off himself and not address his own issues. Also, one of my followers pointed this comment out. Here's Jackie being a little petty on her recent video talking about the 5th dislike on her video being from Tati. The shade. Okay, you guys, so there's been a little update on the situation. It looks like some good news is coming out of all of this, in that Jeffree has announced that he will finally be addressing everything in a video on his channel today. It's been a long time coming, and all I can say is I'm gonna go in with an open mind and hear what he has to say, but of course, actions speak louder than words, so regardless of what he says in the video, his actions will also play a huge role in how people see him going forward. So, what I want to know from you guys is, first of all, are you going to watch the video? And secondly, if you're open to at least hearing him out. Let me know your thoughts below, and I'll talk to you guys again soon in my next video. Bye!